Throwdown Nation. We are live. It is a Thursday night. We are streaming on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. And tonight we are throwing down with a guy who is the man in charge inside of the squared circle, the dude in the stripes, the guy who has to try to bring some semblance of order to the chaos that is professional wrestling. From the great state of Florida, referee Todd Harris. How you doing, Todd?
Doing good, Matt. Doing good.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and let everybody that's watching this live know that if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll do a short viewer Q&A session at the end, and all questions and comments will be read and answered. So we'll go ahead and start with the first and most obvious question, Todd, and that is, how long have you been refereeing?
I've been refereeing about 20, maybe 20 years. Yeah, seems longer, but shorter. But yeah.
Gotcha. So did you ever actually consider wrestling, or have you wrestled?
Yeah, in early 2000, I had a couple matches here and there, um, but felt like my utilization in the squared circle would be more relative with being a referee. So yes, this is where my
Gotcha.
journey began. So I'm happy for the transition towards being a wrestler to referee.
Absolutely. So in terms of both the wrestling and the refereeing, who trained you?
Well, to when it really get my feet wet with aspect, I had two trainers. I had a couple guys by the name of Justin Cage or Chris, and I had David Ramos or D Ramos, known him for WXW. So a couple here and there, but generally those are the two that really motivated me to get into wrestling, to really hone my craft and really showed me the different aspects of how it works in the ring and using my utilization and growing that knowledge as a referee.
Gotcha. So, have you been a fan of this stuff pretty much all of your life? And if that is the case, what is your earliest wrestling related memory?
Early, well, I got my love for wrestling from my sister who passed away about 3 years, but maybe 4 years ago with from
Oh, I'm
cancer.
sorry.
So that touch of knowing that she placed in the passion for me about wrestling, but my really early, uh, my really early memory of wrestling is with Sting when he was in the Four Horsemen.
Oh yeah,
So when
yeah,
he got like betrayed out of the Four Horsemen, like one of my relatively related
oh yeah.
memories about early on memories about
That was a
wrestling.
dark moment.
Yeah, I was just captivated about the. I believe he was wearing a really cool button down black shirt, and then I remember the him going to. I believe him going to the ramp with Flair. I believe, but without me like actually looking at it, you know what I mean? Like really picturing, flashback when I was like by 5 or 6, like really looking into it.
Right. Yeah. I've told a lot of the other guests on these. I've been a fan. Varying levels of fandom at different points in my life, but I've been a fan since I was around 11, and I just turned
Okay.
55. So, I mean, I've been following this stuff for 40 some odd years. I
Long time.
got
Yeah.
started, like I said, when I was around 11 as a kid in Florida, and I know that you're in Florida as well. What part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Orlando.
Oh,
than
okay.
Florida.
Okay. Yeah, as a kid for about 7 years, I lived in Satellite Beach near Cocoa Beach, right near Patrick Air Force
Mhm.
Base. So so yeah, I'm familiar with that part of Florida for sure.
Perfect,
So,
perfect.
um,
Yeah, I'm a little head back on a little bit of different areas of Florida, but yes, I know that the Concord area.
gotcha. So away from wrestling, what are some of your other hobbies and interests?
Well, mostly a little bit of basketball here and there, playing with a couple friends. Just sometimes if I'm not doing the show on the weekend or doing the regular work, we hit a little local court in the area.
Gotcha. So are you originally from Orlando or are you from elsewhere and just ended up in Florida?
Yeah, originally from Florida, here all my life. So just enjoying the time. I moved around here and there, but I'm normally just coming back to the state, because of theme parks. I like theme parks for a little bit, but yeah, so little roller coasters here and there.
Gotcha. Well, if you like theme parks, you're in the right place. I mean, it's
Definitely.
um, so. What would you say is besides the theme parks? What is your favorite thing about Central Florida?
Not the weather. Not the weather. Uh, no, no hurricanes. No, man. Jeez. But yeah, my favorite thing is just the sun area aspect of a theme park. Besides that, it comes down to various things. But mostly a dislike of weather and or cold. But
Gotcha.
generally, I like Disney here and there too. But just, yeah, it's
Gotcha.
good stuff here. But people might have a different aspect. That's just me.
Gotcha. So, you know, they say that the best in-ring personas are essentially yourself kind of turned up to 11. And I know that a lot of referees kind of develop their own persona to some extent. So
Yeah.
tell me a bit about in-ring Todd and kind of compare and contrast him with everyday you.
Um, it's it's kind of hard to develop. Me, I guess if I really want to place it, when I was wrestling, I was a little bit of a heel, but kind of
Mhm.
cocky. But I mean, things calmed down around that time when I was wrestling. So I'm just mostly just humbled to be in this business and just and having fun while I can. The aspect of a referee would just me hide my passion about the dance. Just like the normal people don't see a smile on my face when I come in, but when I'm in the ring, I try to portray that, just bring it down to a little bit more serious. But generally, when I'm not, just happy to be in the venue, just happy to soak in all that energy. To when it's time to go, I'm I'm prepared. So it's just getting and being involved mostly. But
Gotcha. So tell us about your very first match that you refereed. How was it?
yeah.
What were your thoughts going into it, and your thoughts coming out of it, and all
Oh
that?
man,
Let's hear about it.
got me thinking
If
now.
you can remember the first one.
Oh man, let me see. So, so many. Oh man, the only thing I can remember is It was with uh, Venom and I believe either Joe Woods or Joe Blackburn, maybe. It's like plays what promotion? What was Knockout Wrestling? Was a promotion called um, South Lake Extreme Wrestling, I believe. Uh, so long ago. But generally, it was just in a place in Ocoee or deep in Eustis, where we used to wrestle. I believe that was one of my first matches. But oh man, it's so much, so much has going on since then. I mean, I can't really remember vaguely, but generally,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Well,
not
you
yet.
know, we've we've kind of heard about the first match. Now, if you can tell us, about one or two of of your favorite matches that you've been a part of. Um,
Mhm.
I'm sure there's some memorable ones. So tell us about a couple of your favorite ones that you've officiated.
Well, I've officiated a couple that really got to me when I started working with Atomic Legacy Wrestling or ARW. So that's
Yeah,
when it started to get really good. But one of my favorites was with the Headbangers and and a team with the ALW. That was one of the titles. The Headbangers were leaving. Uh, just one of my favorite ones there. Kind of getting into the mindset with Masha and Thrasher, just trying to see what they wanted to do for the match. They're pretty cool, and they asked me to do something I wasn't comfortable with, but when it really came down to it, I I loved it absolutely. But just me just me getting beat up in a match.
right.
But one of the really a couple months ago, I had a match um, with Trevor Lee against one of the local guys here, Ariel Dominguez. That one was a pretty good match that I had, dude. Um, um, that's a couple. Oh man, trying to really like think back. Yeah, those, yeah, those are the two that really turned out to me. Ariel Dominguez versus Kalisto. Callisto really gave me a good hand in that match. That match was pretty awesome. Yeah, gave me a lot of advice on that. Good things, but yeah. And that was actually
Gotcha.
a couple questions, but here and there. But yeah, those are the ones that really got to me. But it's yeah, yeah, a couple things here and there. But yeah,
Gotcha. One thing I will definitely say, Trevor Lee is insanely underrated. That guy is so talented, and I'm really hoping for good things in the future for him because he's
yeah.
talented and he seems like a decent human being.
Yes, very very cool to meet him, work with him, and I was rooting for him when he got his call up. But yeah, just hopefully everything works out for him as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You were mentioning the part about getting beat up, and I know that the infamous ref bumps are part of the job. It kind of comes with the territory. So tell us
Hmm.
about some of the worst or most interesting ref bumps you've had to take over the course of your career.
I think that was one. Uh, there was one. with Venom when I cost him the title match. This was like when I first starting. Uh, that one was pretty cool. Hit me with this nice spine buster. Oh man, that was too fun. Um, there, um, um, there's a couple with with Jason Dugan. I think we had like maybe two. But generally, nothing really comes to mind. I really have to, backtrack and like look at footage just to like, oh yeah, that was cool. But hopefully I'm not bumming that much. But
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, what is the longest distance that you have ever driven to get to a match?
Arkansas, yeah,
That's a
12 hours.
good little haul from Florida.
Yeah, yeah, 12 hours if you're really trucking it. If not, then maybe 24 hours. But yeah, fun car ride stuff. But yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. So, everybody kind of has them. What would you say is your biggest in-ring pet peeve?
Hmm. I really gotta think of that, like just like the pressure pet peeves of just like getting those really big matches and just like really thinking about the history with that person if it's like a really big superstar. But I mean that went for as a pet peeve, but just me trying to make sure I'm in the matches. We'll just make sure that I have the title corrected in the right spot, but generally just making sure I get that title, so hold it up so they know, so members know that it would be a title match.
Gotcha. So, what has been your most unusual encounter with a fan?
None, none really. Everybody's respectful. Everybody's cool. Haven't had nothing really going on with that, but yeah.
Gotcha. And I know that this happens a lot more than most people realize, but can you share an example of a time where something went sideways during a match and you had to completely improvise?
Boy, let's see. Man, um, improvise. Just, I think there was a moment when special wrestler they took a move badly, then they kind of hit their head hard, but so we had to change it on the fly. The other guy wasn't supposed to win, but generally we had to change the finish on the fly,
Right.
kind of get them the assistance that they need to get them to the hospital. But yeah, just one of those things that don't happen that much, but we hope it doesn't. But we're prepared to make changes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, So, you've been doing this for a while, so I mean, this will definitely apply. Tell me about the impact the pandemic had on your refereeing career, because I know for a while there, pretty much wrestling was kind of shut down while they were trying to figure it all out. So, what impact did that have on your refing?
None really. Just trying to, if there was a time to get an opportunity, I was reaching out to a couple people, just getting my name out there, or probably just seeing, hopefully maybe there's a show somewhere. But around that pandemic time, I did get the opportunity to go to Raw and just be an extra as a referee. So that was a really big opportunity for me, also. Yeah, so around that
Now
time
that,
when they were doing the retribution stuff.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that was a really big
Um,
one for me.
that had to be a pretty big moment. I mean,
Oh
to
yeah,
actually get to do that, that's probably definitely on your career highlight reel.
yeah, yeah. It was. Unfortunately, I wasn't a referee in some of those aspects, but even just getting that little 10 seconds on camera, really kind of makes it
Oh yeah,
happen.
for sure, for sure. So, and there have been, over the years and over the decades, some really great ones. Are there any referees that you look up to and you've tried to sort of model your refereeing style after?
Yeah, there's a couple. I do have a couple referee mentors also, like that work for WWE, work for TNA. So they definitely assisted me in getting opportunities, also, or even just letting me know if I'm having any issues with matches, or or just letting me know, hey, try this. You want to make sure you're here. But mostly uh, Claudia Reeves, she was for TNA for Impact. You have Derek, he used to work for WWE. You have Mark, used to work for WWE, ACW. Um, I had an opportunity to get information from David, from Jason Ayers. He came to check out a couple of my matches. That was a good opportunity there. Spoke with Mike Keown, with Bill Alphon, spoke with Billy Silverman. And I still kind of speak with Billy and ask him a couple things like, "Hey, can you check this?" So he's pretty cool about a year and a half since we had a show together. Provide get logistics from referees that maybe I might be doing something wrong, or ask a question. So it's definitely good to have that particular network to pick their brains also.
Gotcha. So, do you have an all-time favorite match as a fan? A match that you could have watched it a million times and it just never gets old, and there's always some new little nugget that you can pull from it every time you watch.
Yeah, um, I believe SummerSlam 2002 Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. I may be wrong on the dates, but mostly that's when when Shawn Michaels came back from his back injury and Triple H had a little attack on him, and they had one hell of a match. So that's one of my favorites. Uh, Cena, Punk, Money in the Bank. It was 2011. Yeah,
Gotcha. Your
that was a
your
good run.
audio is your audio is kind of cutting in and out right now. I'm having a little trouble
Uh,
hearing you.
are you gonna hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Uh, okay, I think I had my. Oh, all right, perfect. We're turning back. Just turning my connection is trying to see if it connects back. Okay, but
Gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, I was saying that mostly the Undertaker matches with Shawn Michaels are some I do like also. And as I said before, CM Punk and John Cena, Money in the Bank, most and Shawn Michaels and Triple H match from SummerSlam.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, do you have a favorite venue that you have refereed in? And on sort of piggybacking on that question, is there a dream event for you that you would love to be able to referee at?
Oh, yeah, always wanted to do something with Madison Square Garden. It's Mecca there. Even with my local arena at the Kia Center, just always referee there as something also. So you never know, but definitely something I would like to do.
Got you. Got you. So, what are your thoughts on the current state of the wrestling business?
Um, I think it's doing pretty dang good right now. You definitely have some hungry individuals out there with the WWID. I think that's going to make a lot of opportunity for those who get in, you know, and definitely a good thing. And it should have been implemented long ago because there's definitely a lot of talent out there. Yeah,
For
and
sure.
and some people get opportunities that some will be lucky to have, but definitely something that can it's going to motivate a lot of people.
Absolutely. It's like I said, I've been following this stuff for 40 some odd years, and I've got to say that right now is one of the most exciting times to be a fan that I can remember. Uh, just because like you said, there are so many great companies now, so many places for guys to hone their craft and work and actually make money, doing wrestling. And it's funny, how things have kind of ended up now with WWE, that essentially you've got the two main guys from D-Generation X running the company, Hunter and Sean. The irony of that is not lost on me. But
Yeah.
the current regime and the current environment in that company is so positive in terms of wanting to collaborate with other companies, like the crossover they've been having with TNA. And you really do have a sense right now, and it hasn't been this way for a long time, but you have a sense right now that just about anything is possible. And that's really a
So
neat position to be in.
definitely, so true. Anything can happen. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what is your take on the role that social media is playing as a promotional tool in wrestling?
Yeah, it's a big advocate for those who want to branch out and get more followings or more fans into the using the medium just to get their name out there. Really, because you never know who's watching. So you never know.
For
And
sure.
I had a I was at a show. I was actually in a show in Arkansas, and one fan noticed me. Like, Todd, hey, what's up? I'm like, whoa, like, wow. It's like, yeah, I seen you referee the match. I was like, wow, okay, so that definitely is a handful of gesture to me. That's pretty cool. Well, I get recognized, but
Absolutely.
I don't get recognized much, but when it happens, I'm like, hey, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to throw this up on the screen right now. Um, we've got Miss Betty, saying good evening. She is a super fan of indie wrestling, and she's based in the Augusta, Georgia area, and goes to as many matches in Georgia and South Carolina as she can. And she is just absolutely great. So I saw her in there and wanted to say hi to Miss Betty.
Ah, hello, Betty. Thank you for watching.
So let's see here. Goodness. Okay. So, where were we? So, knowing everything that you know now, Todd, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Hmm. Ooh, great question. I would go back to a time to where um, I had an opportunity to go to get trained at SCW. It's one of the things I wish I really did, but to being a teenager and a young adult, other responsibilities. So definitely something I would much really now that I'm older, have a little chance to have a little fun. So definitely enjoying my time right now, just having a little fun. But when I was younger, yeah, definitely get a little bit more
Awesome.
opportunities.
So, do you have any advice for any young people that might watch this that are looking to break into the business? Do you have any advice for young folks that are thinking about it?
Yeah, uh, listen to your passion. Just go with your heart. Just really get yourself prepared at a wrestling school so that you know how to get within the aspects of your body and making sure that you're being taught in the correct way, and just when it's time and your trainer knows that you're ready, just don't hold back. Just go out there. Only thing that's gonna get you ahead is roughly yourself having the strong mind to make sure that you're in the right position at the right time also, but also don't hold back. Like really go for it.
Absolutely. So, do you have any pre-show traditions or anything like that? Any things that you try to do consistently before you go on?
uh not really. I kind of like stretch before every match, rest up, stay dehydrated. But mostly just speak to the wrestlers of their what happened, just to make sure everything goes it's good to go. But really, no, not really. Just it's like a time of where I don't really stress. Just having fun within the aspects of the moment.
Gotcha. Well, one of the most controversial refereeing situations in history was the old Montreal screw job. Um, have you ever been in a situation storyline wise where you've had to do something dishonorable as a referee in order to advance a storyline?
Yeah, yes. There was a time in WXW, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 6 months ago. Uh, I was doing a little storyline with a wrestler named Jerome Gansey, and we were he was doing something a little bit very controversial at that time, and I was supposed to be his second referee, and there was a time when I needed to cheat for him on a couple matches. So yeah, there's a time that I have a little fun when the opportunity happens. Promoter definitely hey, can you do this? I'm like, sure, absolutely. Every time I get a time to shine, just wanted to just like, oh hey, here we go. It makes it a little bit more fun for me. But yeah,
Gotcha.
very cool to do things like that.
For sure. So, something that we've done in all of these, and it's just been kind of a fun thing, is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. So last
Mhm.
night I had a guy from here in Georgia who is a ring announcer. His name is Alex Amaya, and he is the voice of Phoenix Wrestling Experience out of Augusta, Georgia, the PWE. And he posed this question, and it's just kind of an off the wall question, but it's
Okay.
hilarious and it's kind of fun. And that is, would you rather fight one horse sized duck or 100 duck sized horses?
Oh man, intriguing. I would go with the one because my odds of winning might be a little bit more, but very interesting. Yeah,
And
I would
since,
go one on one. Keep it one on one.
well, since this is a series, do you have a question that you would like to pose to the next guest? And I can go ahead and tell you the next guest is going to be this coming Monday, the 25th at 7 p.m. Eastern. I've got a wrestler from right here in the metro Atlanta area of Georgia by the name of the King of Fades, Jay Tyler. So it doesn't have to be specific to him necessarily, but is there a question that you would like to pose?
Hmm. Hmm. Thank you. Yeah. Hmm. Um, Nothing comes to mind.
That's fine.
It
Know,
could be just hey, give me a follow on Instagram. Hey, hey, would you like to follow? I don't know.
gotcha, gotcha. So we're getting toward the end of things. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to?
Yes, got one show coming November 30th. Next level three, with Atomic Alexi Wrestling. We're gonna do the show at the Space Coast Convention Center in Coco. So um, it's gonna be a good show. Got a couple good names out there. You can get more information on the Facebook Atomic Legacy Wrestling,
Oh
also
yeah.
on Instagram, Atomic Legacy Wrestling, and of course you can reach out to the fearless leader Alex Red. I'll provide you with a little bit more information, and for um, Mr. Jason Dugan.
Yeah, I've had Jason on here, and I've had a few other ALW folks on the show. I've Jerry Swirls and a couple of other people. So it looks like y'all really have a good thing going with ALW.
Definitely, yeah, yeah. Lots of fun with those guys. Lots of good vibes. Also, one of my favorite people to work with. Also, yeah, definitely think I can't say a lot more positive things about working for Atomic, but I do hope we have a good run, so we're coming across an 8th anniversary show also, so that's good. That's definitely going to be fun. Definitely got some good good card coming, good big names. So just keep a lookout for that. We got the show December 15th as well, but next show is going to be November 30th.
Very good. Very good. Well, I definitely want to thank you for your time. This has been very entertaining, very informative,
Yes,
and for everybody that's been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays, thank you for that. If you like what we have going here, definitely spread the word. This thing is really taking on a life of its own. I'm actually booked up through the middle of December, and then the last 2 weeks of December, the show is going to kind of go on hiatus for a couple of weeks for the holidays, and then we'll
of
be
course.
coming back. We'll be coming back the week of January the 6th. But
Awesome.
in between now and the middle of December, we are heavily booked. As far as what's coming up immediately, like I said, Monday the 25th at 7, I've got the King of Fades, Jay Tyler. And then Wednesday the 27th, also at 7 p.m. Eastern, I've got episode 54 with another Georgia based wrestler, the Sun God, Eddie Hendricks. And both of those are Metro Atlanta guys. Just to give you a rough idea of my geography, I'm about 35 miles northeast of Atlanta. And I've been here since around 1983. Moved from Central Florida up here, and I've been here ever since. So I guess if I'm from anywhere, I'm pretty much from Atlanta at this point. But um, it's a good place to be. There's a really thriving indie wrestling scene, in Georgia. So that there's definitely a lot of talent up here, and I mean, the indies are thriving pretty much everywhere, and it's just exciting to see. It really is.
No, yes, understandable. It's so many shows going on right now, and I'm just ecstatic for everyone who has something fun to do on the weekend if they're in wrestling. Even if you're a fan, even if you're just wrestler, commentary, referee, it's definitely a lot of fun. I went to I had the weekend off and I wasn't wrestling, but I went to the GCW show because a couple of guys from AEW was out there, so I just had a little fun and hung out. Got to meet a couple of wrestlers and promoters, so definitely a fun aspect to it of being a guest out there and just seeing how the fan base is really hardcore about the product. Not just like hardcore, but really passionate about their company about GCW. Game Changer Wrestling, but yeah, they definitely have a good fan base.
For sure. I haven't had the opportunity to catch that much GCW, but I know that they are putting out a really quality product, and
Mhm.
I'm definitely hoping to see some more of it in the near future.
Yeah, they got a couple of shows coming up. I had an opportunity to meet Brett, the owner for GCW. We're gonna have Nick Gage coming into Atomic also
Oh,
in
really?
one of our shows. So yeah, definitely keep a look out there because you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. Something I'm gonna do before we go is I'm briefly going to throw the QR code for my link tree up on the screen. and that basically that will take you to basically a list of all of my various social media and everything. So I'm just going to throw this up here. Um, and if anybody wants to use that to get to my various social media and such, I would definitely appreciate it. And like I said, Todd, thank you for your time. This has been absolutely great. You
Oh,
are now
pleasure.
a part, you now can consider yourself a part of the Throwdown family. And you have a standing invitation to come back anytime. uh,
No problem.
getting to pick the brain of a referee is always interesting. I actually had another referee on a few months ago. Uh, I had a guy from out in Utah. Um, he is the youngest licensed referee in the state of Utah. He was 14 years old, and
Oh,
he's actually in training to wrestle, and he is a third generation. His dad and his grandfather both wrestled, and it was really interesting, you know, hearing his perspective on the business and on refereeing, and getting his thoughts and his experiences being so young, and sometimes dealing with the talent or the fans not respecting him because of his age and all of that, so that was an interesting conversation.
yeah. No, you can't really deduct knowledge from age, just depending on how many things that his grandpa or his dad told him. Things that we probably not privy to, and it's just good to have that knowledge because you never know, somebody might know a little bit more than you than what you think. But as they say in wrestling, you're always learning. And myself, I think I had the opportunity to work with a second generation person that works in ALW. His dad refereed, even with things with him when I first came in. He told me things that I didn't really know, but he gave me a little bit more perspective into knowledge and just looking at stuff at the referee's point of view. So definitely, you can't really think that you know more than someone else who's probably been doing it more. But in general, it's fun to just take that knowledge and make it to something, even if someone doesn't know, but you just add it to your repertoire.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, Todd, thank you for your time, and everybody have a wonderful night. Like I said, I'll be back on Monday at 7 with the King of Fades, Jay Tyler. And until then, everybody have a great night, a great weekend, and keep throwing.